Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rob from Feedbackwrench. Today we're going to talk about how to optimize your videos and get more views, what we've learned around how to tap into search engine optimization for YouTube. What is it that we need to know in order to have success and get more views to your YouTube channel? You know, I've got quite a few YouTube channels that we manage, some really big ones, some small ones, and then we've got our own here, and this is just my entrepreneurship outlet. I've got other outlets. And here's what we've been noticing. Most videos, when you first post them, and there's kind of different stages where you're really little, you're medium size, and then you're big when it comes to actual people consuming your content. But remember, Google and YouTube wants to serve up the most relevant content from the most trustworthy, authoritative sources. And that even goes on YouTube, but most YouTube video views are going to come from suggested videos or browse features. They're going to come from people that are not your subscribers. I think this may be different for very large channels, but for the most part, the most success we have on YouTube are when you're getting views from other channels. That is great. If you are getting suggested, that means Google's recognizing that you satisfy the customers that the other group satisfies, and then it says, hey, there's overlap. We can control that to an extent, but not really. But here's some interesting stuff. When you take a video and you optimize it for search queries, so search optimization is all about a question that people are going to ask. There are certain sets of your videos that are just meant to be entertaining, but there's some that should be really optimized around a search query. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, remember that the content should have a core focus. It shouldn't be so broad that you're going to be competing against too many YouTube videos for that search volume. You want to, unless you're big. If you're big, you can win. Like if you're going to do an iPhone 10 review or an X review or whatever it is, you know, there's a lot of huge channels that will be very hard to beat. Your best bet is to pick a niche, a long tail keyword phrase that you're going to go after. And here's why this is important. Search engine volume to your YouTube videos are going to get new customers because there's two groups of people that search. You have people that search on YouTube and you have people that search on Google or Bing. There are way more people searching on Google than there are people searching on YouTube. Now, people searching on YouTube are perfect. You want to win that, but how do you optimize for that? You start out by knowing your question you're going to address. The second thing you're going to do is create content addressing that. Google is reading and transcribing every bit of audio into your video now. It's highly efficient. You need to use the words. You need to address the subject. You need to be engaging and create good content, but you ought to say the words that you're trying to rank for, such as SEO for a YouTube video. From there, though, here's a whole other thing that any YouTube creator should be doing to help garner more blue sky traffic or new viewers from a whole other source. You'll want this because these sources of viewers are usually brand new, they're interested in the subject, and they can be super valuable. When we have videos that are ranking in the search engines, in the search engine result pages on Google, those videos build a ton of momentum for our overarching channels. It's amazing. So how do you start? Get the keyword. Then take all your videos and make sure that the title has to do with the keyword. Make sure that you have in the tags the questions, probably the one query that you have asked in 10 different ways. Make sure that your about or the actual description of the video addresses it, right? That's the basics for YouTube. You say the words, you address the content. Then you ought to have a website. Your website, every time you create a video, you want to create a website version of that video. Take that website, create a blog post. The title needs to be a lot like the title for your video. Put the video in. If you want to have users just watch on your blog post, which is perfectly fine, it will help you rank over time, embed the video. WordPress will do it if you just put the link in there. From there, you want to have copy, a blog post, and it could be the transcribed audio from your video that you clean up and then remark up. Here's how you mark up things. One, you have a structure of headers and titles for all your content. You spread it out so that people actually want to read it. Two, you make sure that you have a title, you have a meta title, and a meta description. So you have page title, meta title, page description. Optimize that so that it addresses the query that you're trying to rank for. The next thing you can do is you can use a plugin that has schema markup. Schema markup, there's about 50 different types of schema markup, and it's a little bit of language you put into the coding of your page that tells Google and these other big players what your content is about. There's such thing as a video markup for schema, and that's how you get into the rich snippets really easily. So there's a plugin that you can download, and you would actually go to your post, and once this plugin is downloaded, you'll hit add schema, select video, and then you put in the information and hit save. If you do those things over time, and then you optimize your site for SEO, which one of the most basic things is to submit your site to Google Webmasters and put a sitemap in there, have it crawled, and use Google Analytics so that it knows what's going on. If you do that, you're going to start getting traction from the web over to your videos. You're going to have backlinks to your videos, which Google's just crawling everything and taking note. From what we can tell, it's just this overarching, continuously improving crawl of the entire internet, and it wants to serve up the most relevant solution to a query from the most trustworthy source, and having signals from a website that your video is that can help you rank for SEO. I hope that's helpful.